Good day, everybody. Good day. I figure before I go and do what I gotta do, I'm gonna throw some stuff out there.
Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats.
I love dogs, y'all. I love the dogs, man. Oh my goodness.
In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly. Bringing in a new day.
I'm gonna finish this thing up, man. I gotta get me a dog, y'all. It looks like I don't have a lot of stuff. I got like my amp, like my gun stuff, and shoes, and 2 bags, armor plates, 2. I got tees and mine. Yeah. I gotta get that crap back, but I gotta finish it back because I can put a lot of that stuff back there. So I was at the campsite. I left. I went back. I'm actually gonna fiberglass at my job. We own that lot. So there's a young lady from Jersey who starts today. She's been there for about a month in the lot. She's got a big RV camper, big camper. I'm actually gonna stay facing her like my truck. And so that way I can finish fiberglassing, and I'm gonna pick my lumber up Wednesday, and I'm gonna finish building out. So I gotta pick up 2 plywood, and I gotta cut that. I can do that there. My jack recharges my tools. Thank you. I'll further elaborate on it.
But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire.
Everybody be out here. One thing I say about California, they be out here working out. They be out here walking. They be out here working out. Y'all need to get your asses out there and walk for about 30, 40 minutes. You know, my foot is feeling a lot better. But I get on the treadmill, I run for 5 or 10 minutes. So I get 2 miles in. Well, usually. I put it at 4.1. Nice little trot. I don't pay attention to the time. I look straight ahead. Before you know it, I got 10 minutes. About 2.5, 3 miles, something like that. Well, about 2 miles. Almost 2 miles.
Like these robots, they would like to feed our life force to learn us in every
honestly,
detail.
10 minutes. Usually, when I look at the mile, I don't look at the miles, but I know it's over a mile.
That is under their full control.
Mile and a half, 2 miles, something like that. Because I used to run 7-minute miles, so. Oh yeah, 7-minute miles. Yeah. I'm not doing that now. But I do speed it up to like 4.8, then I bring it back down to 4.39, speed it back up, so it's a, you know what I mean? So it's a difference. So I guess that'd be like a 5 point something to a 7, just for a short burst, you know what I mean? Yeah, dog, I want to look like the dog. Let me stop talking about people. All right, let's go ahead and just get that out here. So there is still a lot of information out there. Individuals talking about their Moors and everything. First of all, West Side, Niece, Dev, Tom, what's going on? Oh, what's happening? But anybody that studied the thing about Moors, right? It always alludes to this, what they say, the northern part of Africa, Algeria, Tunisia, blah, blah, blah. And you have certain individuals pushing their light-skinned narrative on YouTube who would say, you know, these ones who are conquered by the very people who are running around playing Jew or whatever, right? Or back then. And these people will always, whether it be Berbers, and for those who know, Berbers were always a very dark melanated Arabic people. When I mean African-like, by the definition, because Africa is a new term, just like Moor doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Whether you want to say Phoenician, Greek, or whatever, it's a made-up term. And then when they talk about where they come from, as far as when you deal with some of the philosophers, they would always say to the west of them, and that would push you more towards the so-called Atlantic, Ethiopian Sea, in our direction, when the west literally meant from here. But they will never state that, because as far as these light-skinned individuals with straight hair and their ideology in the world they live in, they're going to script their narrative to the new history, the dialect of false narratives. And if you think that they restructured and recreated new world history in one place like here, they did it everywhere. See, we always talk about Tartary, the fall, reset, as if it was only in one place. No, it was everywhere. We Algonquins, right? We found Europe. I mean, Africa. We settled many of the places on the so-called on the West Coast, that fake West Coast, by the round global Earth narrative. And most of these people believe in that. That shows you that they don't know nothing. They don't know history. We still have this Hindu idiot, and he's probably the problem, talking about, we was looking at that asteroid that's coming at us, and we found that it's green, and it has air and earth, and they want to always do that. More views, more clicks, and the enemy don't mind, because it keeps people who are dumb in that state of dumbitude. We would be the original Moors, but we are not Moors, because it's based on the narrative of Islam. When I stated the fact that when, y'all know I got a friend, G, all right? And he's the one that says, you know, it's funny how these Native Americans really think they're from here, and do they know anything about Russia and the Alaska Trail and all that other stuff, and the conquering of your land and all 7 fronts? And I say, they don't know nothing. I've been amongst them and this, that, and the other, and he's Mongolian, all right? And he would crack up, you know, and say, why these Native Americans, this Chinese who I know, whom they know they're not of this soil, by the narrative of autochthonous. But two of Genghis Khan's nephews were made to bow down at the fake Vatican, or whatever you want to call it, in front of a fake pope, and swear their allegiance, and one will become Muslim, and will become Muslim or study Islam, and the other one will become Christian or Catholic or some crap like that. And the conquest was to come here and to conquer this world, this land. And people have a hard time because they don't want to research nothing. Tumoria line, Mauritania, and all that stuff, there's all kind of words in the symposium to paint all kind of pictures. And you've seen how the American betraying worthless ass Negroes who bought into this religion ideology from prison and a whole lot of other stuff to better themselves because they've lost the truth and they stepped away from it. Well, lately you've been saying, yeah, we're Moors and we're Indians and Washita and all this other dumb shit because they don't know no better. But we are the Moors, but we're not Moors. You know, you would think that they would go and do more work instead of listening to these people who know that they can get when you start making $1, it's like anything, you become greedy. And the more you invest in false information and narratives and paint these false pictures, yes, by the statement, if you was to go and profess a claim more as far as a Moorish sovereign, would it work against being a U.S. citizen? You got to remember, everything that they do is a lie. Why would you sit there and accept their lies and then think that you got to dispute them? Because you don't move as a collective? Because you think that a piece of paper with some fucking ink, when we created the rolling pen, the ballpoint pen, and papyrus and all that other stuff, papyrus and all that, based on that fact that it didn't exist, that you are sullied into their narrative because you got a bunch of ignorant ass cops running around? Is that what it is? So it's still fear-based? So I guess what they're doing is working? Or you don't know how to move eclectic and everything else intelligent in a world that's based on reality? It's like saying Barbados is America. First of all, the term America is broad. We didn't call our land fucking America. Nor was it had to be incorporated to be some U.S. United States. Isn't it the tactic of them in order to create the chaos to divide, subvert? I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have killed Fred Hampton. Well, he was 19, 20 or something like that, next to his pregnant mama. FBI and designed this little shills piece of shit. Murder him because he created the Rainbow Coalition that the fake usury fucks would turn around and push for the gay community who are confused and conflicted because the mind state is messed up. When we don't venerate hate, there's no need to. Everything we do, like the Black Panther Party, but no one that talks about the military, Black Panthers, the tank command, where it came from. Great warriors, because you have these worthless niggas who work with the feds, just like the ones you see today. They think they're, I'm all right. Just like the self-hating Negroes you see today all over, who don't know no better. We are, but we are not no goddamn Moors. Sub-Sahara Africa, that made up shit and everything else. There are light-skinned, half Ashkenaz Arab motherfuckers running around who know this. And they'll tell you. When the Moors were fighting Moors. What does that allude to? Niggas fighting it. One war changed 3 generations. And in that, you have all these quill-writing bastards. And then you have an education system based on experiments that they incorporate you into. Then they say, oh, birth certificates. Well, my great-grandma didn't have a birth certificate. My grandma didn't have one either. What a first. My mama was 17 and ignorant as fuck. So because they're ignorant and because they lie about what it's for, they use it as a weapon that everybody thinks that makes you a slave and this, that, and other. So we escape by going, we're Islam, we're Christian, we're this, we're monks, and all this other shit. If you're buying into that, we are, but we are not. That's all I got to say. We're the very ones they talk about in their opulent ignorance. But we're not no goddamn Moors. How's that we can invent everything, but we didn't civilize the world? But some monkeys who ain't done shit but weaponize it, warlike, go against you, fuck with things they shouldn't, that some of our people did while we fell. Why is it so complicated? Why must we be complicit in a narrative to paint a picture to hold ourselves to as if it's something? Hey, Rasta Pasta, what's happening? The Moors are indigenous to Northern Africa and Iberia, which is now known as Spain. It's a made-up term. It's not even a real word. We take everything and we give it credence. I tell you, when we speak it, we create it. Stop using that fake-ass word. It's not a real word. Just like the shit we say, really, a lot of it ain't real. This is how they're able to label and categorize and do the things they do. We give it energy. You know, people will turn out scanners. Well, if you're scanning somebody's brain and making a head blowing up, are you using words? If you say, well, what can you move with your mind? Am I saying anything? Am I thinking hand rise and am I calling it a hand? Am I calling it an arm? It's an action. People have a hard time with these things because we're complicit in a world that's devoid of reality. While we're submersed in their reality, submerged in it, actually, drowning in it. You know, we do with them. It's simply we use as the term I do that. We don't need to identify shit. That's the problem with our people. They're stuck, want to identify. That's playing their game. That's what's wrong. Instead of being sentient, being motherfucking immortal, being the true life, the true physical, they got our source and our physics separated. Who does that? When that's not who we are. We didn't do it, but now we running it. Nancy, what's up, mama? This is not complicated stuff, but because we think we're so intelligent instead of actually being the intelligent thing that we are, we still subvert ourselves to their narrative? Seriously? We are and are not. If our people don't get away from this religious shit, I said use religion as a stepping stone to better interpret and check and look at things within you, to enlighten self. But we refuse to because we always think we know everything. I'm only saying research it. I have a story to tell, right? I had all kinds of things happen from my youth all around the world. I got to sit with great minds. I got to ask questions. I got to see things and learn things. And sometimes I sit back and I just watch and listen and watch. And I'll wait for the real research. Then when I come across those that say they research and start doing word games, you know, tongue wrestling. Like people talking about, yo, I'll knock you out, tongue wrestling. That's what I don't tongue wrestle. People do this tongue wrestling, I watch and I'm like, and I see the hypocrisy and I'm like, just can't let go. Stuck. Well, because we evolved to use tones, vowels, and we have evolved. No, we are de-evolving. Evolved. When we came into existence, we were greater than ever. Now here we run around in a deplorable state attempting to make it all right. That's called mindlessness. That is not real. Accept it. There's platforms and there's people who run around elusively. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm saying either you do the research or you hold on to what you have. Either you want to enlighten yourself, you want to ascend, or you want to be stuck in this commodity of tongue wrestling and tongue judo and this, that, and the other, and making it credible, the world of lies. Creating more something, thinking that there's some victory behind it. All right, when it's not. I'll be out in a minute, bro. I'll be out in a minute. Yeah. And I don't get it. And I don't ever want to get it. Because when I was part of it, I saw the dilemma. I saw the insatiable appetite for further chaos, destruction, and anything that paints that narrative and holds the palette and the brush right there in front of it and keeps stroking that same chaos, that enumerated false narrative, that means it's not an answer. But if you find an answer with it and your heart and your emotions are bound to that unstableness, I can dig it. No, we are not Moors. The word is not even fucking real. That never existed until this idiot come out with this Moors in Spain and a couple other dialects, you know, derivatives of books to fancy themselves for $1 because of people's ignorance. I could write a book too and put all wordplay and all kind of gambit in it and have, you know, make $1 million off of people's stupidity. Easily. Okay? You can control, if you control the resources, you control the people. That's if you believe in that, which is the lack of knowledge of knowing. But once you truly step into the knowing, you don't have to say anything. People say, why you say something? Because too many people are running around in their opulence of ignorance. Hey, look, if you don't want to be free, if you want to hold on to the world they created, it says, well, what if they do this? And what if they do that? First of all, you're dealing with individuals that don't follow the Constitution that we created. They don't follow laws, this and another. When I expressed that, here we are. We created civil rights. They gave you the 14th Amendment based on the fact of your fake citizenry of claiming narratives of Native, African, American, and all these different things. That is owned by the state, which is a corporate ideology. So in order to be something, you got to claim something, one of the narratives. As far as sociology is concerned, that shows a deeper impediment, another raising of truth, tearing down. Another George Orwellian factor being processed and put through the farm. You know, what is it they use to get the soy, this adulterated, nasty soy? Isn't it called hexane? And they would tell you that hexen's not there, so it's all right to eat this GMO soy. Yet, if you take hexen, it's chemical, and you put a sandwich in it, or a piece of corn in it, and you put it up, and you let it air dry, would you eat it? No, you would say, no, there's residual all on it, right? So why do people buy the soy and eat it? As if it's not, as if, it's all right. Same thing with this world. They sit back and they watch and laugh in their false riches. No, they feel like they're gods over everybody because everybody's sitting there debating and arguing and this, that, and the other, and they don't want to see beyond it. They got to have something to have a contingency to fight. They got to be in this fight, the wrong fight. It's funny how Europe went and shot and blew up and shot and destroyed all them damn cameras. But Great America with all their little dumb racist monkeys, you know who they are, and all this other stuff, no, they're putting up more and more cameras, watching your ass, pointed right down to see in your car too, in case you got a weapon. And everybody's the big bad boy on the block. We're this, we're that, we're that, we're this. While they're sitting steadily there going, yes, AVX-327. Yes, they have insurance, it seems to be, and the car is registered. Go ahead and pull him over. He is a donor. He has excellent kidneys, lungs, hearts. Wait a minute. He was on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and he's been going against the state. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, why be conflicted? Why show an emotional bliss for something that may not be right? But do our best to make it right. And then to pull in this arcane hatred that we have no direction to put it because we refuse to see things as it is, and therefore we can direct it at each other. Is that intelligence? Is that the intelligent creature feature? I mean, creature? It's like people call themselves, we're intelligent creatures. Motherfucker, ain't no goddamn creature. What the fuck is that? There's a creature features trailer, holding on to movie narratives. I am sentient. I'm supposed to have a magnificent existence that's supposed to last for however long and then move on to the next plane, whatever it may be. But no, we got to capitulate and we got to fight. We got to argue. We got to do all these things that keep us bound, enslaved by the narrative of enslavement. Wordplay. I don't even believe in that word slave. I just think of the false opulence of our greatness, and then our ignorance and subtle diversities of stupidity. Want to argue something as if, no, put the red shoelace on the right shoe and the black shoelace on the left shoe, as if it's supposed to mean something. As if red and black really exists because the painting has been put there so many times that we can't free ourselves from it and go, I don't care. I'm not even wearing the shoes, nigga. White, black, all a weapon. Reversal. Upside down, inverted. You turn me, you give me. Anyway, backwards in reverse. You spin me round. Upside down. Girl, you turn me inside out. Round and round. Come on, man. What is wrong? Round, round, baby, right round. You turn me right round, baby, right round. Come on. We are and are not. See how simple that was? Ace, Ace, Ace. Ace what? The comedian? That retard? Forget about it. Come on. Ace what? Spades, fool. So I said spades. Forget about it. We always shut down those who may make sense. But you want an idiot who's being told what to do, who will do it at any minute against you, who won't talk about nothing, never created anything, never aspired, never made nothing, except for usury. We won't allow people free themselves. I should be doing a damn gym talk. That's why James talk. I should go and get $10,000 up, right? Get a stage, bring the people in, charge them, $150, and sit there and do the very thing I'm doing on here. Are you aware that there are some of our people who are meant to be the speakers? Y'all would consider them prophets. And then there are those who would take it and they would garner it together and say, these things can work, how government came to exist, right? And then put these things into a place of a facility of facts. A facility of facts, that means like a library of information, and then not manipulate them, but convey them to the populace in the convenience of agreement, settled upon by all, not by the few bastards of peasants in a position of puppetry. I'm not here to stop what they're doing. I don't care. I'm only here for a few. And if the world they gave you is satisfying, then I am not for you. Enjoy it. Partake in it. Live in it. We are and are not Moors. We damn sure ain't from fucking Africa. That new term. That made up bushwhacking bullshit ideology from people in a war-torn country, and some who have been, because that's what they do, they got to make some rich and let them have things, and then subjugate and change the whole narrative right in front of everybody. And then they go to Europe, they go to colleges, they get all this bullshit. And then they sit there and they want to da-da-da, and I'm like, okay, what did you really do? Where's your real knowledge at? What do you really know? They don't know shit. Sentient. You are the living vessels of existence, connected to everything. And I mean everything. But you think so lowly of yourselves, I guess. To each his own. Choices. Zero balance. Zero credence for balance. But it's up to you. Even the enemy is ignorant to that reality. They think they know. I can't. I don't even like the word enemy. I think it's stupid. It's a facade of utter. But it's what y'all understand, regardless of however you interpret it and how it's been fed to you. Now, yes, who would sit there in their right mind and think that it's all right to harm one another? What would do that and allow it to be the predominant ideology? That's the narrative. The moment they tell you New World Order and all this other shit, it just went over everybody's head because they were comfortable. While they were prepping or preparing camps and this, that, and the other, holes to put your ass in, to starve you out. I mean, think about it. I was looking at this not too long ago, Charlie. They took waste, right? Them big sewage things, you poop and pee. And they turned around and they called it biosolids. And then they packaged it. And they got you put it on your farms like it's natural soil, your poop and pee. Cha-ching. They got you believing it, cha-ching, because they have a bunch of idiots, scientists, and all these other irrational dumb fucks, further extrapolating on it. Like the Japanese monkey that's making poop into protein to eat, like a steak. We make GPS, we make X-ray, we make all this shit. And what they do? They use it against you. Because our people like to listen to people who want to argue and fight, who ain't got a stick and shit, don't know how to figure nothing out. While the monkey wants to manipulate like that's power and strength. Because real power and strength don't have to manipulate. Whitewashing. Clean the black off and make it yours. Like that changed its origin. It doesn't. Then they get everybody to kill each other. Then they got this little monkey fake Zai come along going, you know who caused this? And then everybody's looking at the hate that they had before and they don't even know why. And they go, yeah, that's the reason. And then the first thing you do, you get a bunch of idiots because you got a bunch of their magistrates come along and say, and they paint it on the media and they paint it in the movie. And then everybody runs with it. You think they don't know how to manipulate you weak-minded motherfuckers because you choose not to walk in your truth? Your existence? You like to be divided? Therefore, you will create and do divided shit. And when it's too late, you'll go, oh, what did I do? Looking like Charleston Head and it's Soylent Green. You must get out and tell everybody they're eating people. Some of y'all partake in those parties and shit and you think it's all right. Like there's no end to it. There's no culling. But the high, well, you don't know what it's like when I do that synthetic adrenochrome. Yeah. Okay. Choices. The guy got to walk around and go, every time I smell him. Nah, I don't do that no more. If I smell him, I go, eh. That was just to give a heads up. I smell you. I don't care. They would say, well, if you don't care, why you? If it's that important and you're listening, then why question it? Everybody's so smart, tactful, and so intelligent. They know everything and they've been conditioned and they accept and they'll be put to the task and they'll commit to it as if it's supposed to stop everything, slow or stave off. Maybe everything happening was supposed to happen to get us to a certain point. Maybe a few more things need to be pushed along. Instead of just being quiet and doing what needs to be done. No. Telling yourselves, get the energy flowing, make people think, and make people put energy into it to get the symposium rolling into a certain direction because you're feeling like you're winning. When actually, maybe it was always part of it in the first place. So intelligent, did they ever think about that? Maybe so. They computed it. They looked at it. And they says, wait a minute. It can go this way. Or we can do some Dr. Strange shit out of 14 million, 100, whatever the fuck. And we get a sacrifice. Iron Man. The fuck? Have any of y'all figured out the relationship between the dragon and the wolf? Have any of you at all? Riddle me that. I just thought y'all should hear that. Play it back, share it, extrapolate on it. My beloved brother and my beloved sister, West Side and Baby Girl Slaughter, had an excellent live last night, and y'all should have came on in. But we have Monday. Stop giving the fictitious identity of things a narrative or energy. And hold yourself. I mean, unless you go to slumberland, I could dig it. But we don't have to be like everything else in this world, in this confliction, in this confusion. There are those who got big backs who are doing everything to straighten themselves out and to work it out. It's fear, and it should be. But they would never have been there if the world wasn't polluted with these parasitical things. I'm starting to think certain individuals love parasites. Or maybe they're just so indoctrinated. Or full of them. I said that like I cared, didn't I? That was some good acting. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time, but it don't cost $10,000. I can actually, at a school or a university, I can actually buy for, get all the bills and everything. You know what a bill is, you know what you read and all that, what's going to be talked about, and get that out to people and charge people a certain amount to come there and actually I can lay out a whole thing to talk about in a diorama of things, like a symposium of art, all these different things. Because y'all cheap as fuck. And I'm not going to give you everything. I just can't. But see what you find. All right, with what I've shared. You want the source and the reference? Me, motherfuckers. Me. There's your source and your reference. Now research the information and you'll be amazed at what you come across. You'll find people that talk real highly and great in a different direction or a different reflection. Take it in. And then check all the other sources. And when you're ready, you'll be able to figure it out. We are what we are not. All right? Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you guys. And here we go with that. Yeah. All right. Samuel Jackson. That's me. Was that Righteous T came up in here? What's up? What's up? Righteous T, what's cracking? I got you right. Uncle Ruckus singing that song. Oh, you telling me? No, I ain't gonna do it right now. I ain't gonna do the Uncle Ruckus. I'm not gonna. I'll do it some other time. Appreciate y'all. See you guys later. Hold on. All that shit, leave my white lady, women alone. Oh, why you want to West with my white women? Oh, you spin me right round, baby, right round. You spin me right round, monkeys in a tree, right round, monkeys in a tree. Oh. How you want to come talking about? Oh, the racist monkey Jane. Oh, I'm white, madams. Oh, don't leave my beautiful white folks alone. Don't you ever do. How dare you, little nigglets. No, let me stop. I'll do it some other time. I can't get them right now. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. We've got a beautiful world with beautiful people in it. Don't let those who are mitigating factors and moving as one keep you divided. All right. I am not that which brings everyone together. Just know that. No. If I had it right now, gone. Even if there was some hope that some might make it, gone. Yeah. Seriously. See you guys later.